Hi everyone. Good evening. Welcome to another live here at Iscah. And today we are going to do another live with Aastha Ahuja from MPowerU, and we will be talking about all things art therapy. So I'm just going to wait for Aastha to join. And yes, today we are covering both of the topics because last time's live was postponed. So we'll be talking about the difference between clinical and non-clinical work in art therapy, and also how and why art therapy can benefit you, not just in terms of your client, but also in terms of your own practice. Hi everyone. Okay, she's here. Hi, hi. Hi Asa.
Suniti.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. So we had to miss last time's live. So
Yeah.
today we're going to talk about both the topics.
Yes, yes. And I'm excited to like really intertwine both the topics together today for our viewers.
Yes. So Asa, I have a few questions for you again because I had put a box last time too, and we also I also wanted to talk about a few things myself, so I've added to that list. Okay.
Okay.
So shall I start?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Yes. So as for the first question that we had, and also I'm like, we have to start with that is what is the difference between clinical and non-clinical art therapy, and also the ways that we can use it in these two domains.
Hmm. Okay. So like last time we were also talking about, the importance of art in our life in general, where we were talking about it has expressed so much authentically and honestly, right? So essentially we are always expressing through not just verbal terms but also very artistic terms in terms of movement, making some visuals, dramatizing our emotions. We're always now, the clinical benefit of it is that whenever there is a mental illness disorder that we are looking at, and we are using art therapy as our to help our patients or clients. We are also helping them with an expression that helps them reach to a goal that they're looking for. For example, anxiety releasing or talking about their traumas, which are very related, which they have been uh, been unable to give a language to. Some event in their life that has created a deep impact, but it has gone in a very long term memory. It's not in a muscle. They remember it through their body, but they don't remember it through their in a
Yes.
very able to give them a place to express that and then understand that, to overcome that, to find ways to heal from that. In a very non-clinical setup, we can of course talk about art as recreational method, right? So
Mm-hmm.
like coloring these days, it's very trendy. It's we get adult coloring books, mandala books. You color them, you make something, or you're just moving. So when, let's say, you're moving on a dance floor also, or you are alone in your room, or you are having a shower and you're singing or you're dancing, that is also a very non-physical form of art expression. And so you are doing it for recreation, you're doing it for fun, you're doing it for merely stress releasing. So there is no therapy happening, but it have a therapeutic value. Like
Value.
go out to shop and say, "Arey, aaj to therapy ho gayi," So it's not really therapy, but that shopping was therapeutic.
Hmm.
Non-clinical is also not. It's not therapy, but it's therapeutic.
Therapeutic. Okay, okay. So that is a very good way to sort of understand the differences. So I have something to ask you, Astha, that who can practice clinical art therapy, and who can use art in a non-clinical way, which is a therapeutic way. If you could just help, everybody get clarity on that.
So clinical therapy is usually practiced by trained art therapists,
Hmm.
people who've done courses and are registered with an organization of art therapy, or they
Hmm.
have done long-term diploma program or some certification in proper art therapy where they are taught clinical um, they're taught the clinical aspects of art therapy and how to deal with it, right?
Hmm.
The non-clinical art therapy, like we were talking about, yeah, uh, somebody asked us that can teachers also join the program, you know.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
non art therapy can be done by teachers as well, where they are helping the students provide a therapeutic space for them to express themselves really, but not do therapy with them.
Hmm.
So
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
be done with anybody who can practice any sort of art activity with a lot of mindfulness and caution.
Hmm.
Whereas art therapy or clinical expressive arts therapy or clinical work in expressive arts therapy is to be done only by professionals who are trained.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, okay. So what I understand is that clinical art therapy is done by a particular type of individual with certain qualifications and, for certain issues, right? I mean, it's specific and it's structured, whereas like non-clinical work can be done by individuals who work with people like teachers, or like counselors, like would you say even like people who are working with parents, people who work for with couples?
Absolutely. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Can be actually done by anybody. So, for example, let's say there is a mother who comes to me and says, you know, I'm really frustrated with how my child behaves, you know, and I don't understand. They are trying to tell me, etc. And I might help her learn some activities that she can do with her child so that she can have a really good time understanding the child. Now, those activities can also be therapeutic for the child as well as the mother because it provides a very safe attachment space for them.
Mm-hmm.
They might not be doing therapy in the presence of a therapist, a trained therapist, but it's still therapeutic. Yeah.
Yes, and also provides that bonding and that safe space to express. So all of these factor in. Okay. Okay. Amazing, amazing. So there is another question, very specific, and I think that was for the clinical, non-clinical topic. That can art therapy be used to treat something clinical like hallucinations or psychosis?
Yes, to a very great yes, there have been researches that have provided us evidence that a lot of psychotic episodes or people with schizophrenia have been able to benefit a lot with art therapy because they have been able to their minds in a way which gives them a sense of grounding. So when you are working with a lot of severe psychotic illness, uh, it takes quite a few sessions to
Mm-hmm.
reach place of regulation, but it does help them a lot because they might not essentially have a very verbal output to tell you what they are going through or to express even anything that is going on in their life. But when you give them the media of art, they are able to express really what is going on in their mind. So for us to even see that, let's say a person with hallucination, what kind of hallucination are they having? So they might be
Mm-hmm.
you very briefly. I'm having a hallucination of somebody's coming to kill me, but you will not be able to sense the kind of fear that this person is feeling. But when you give them this mode of art, they are able to express what they really feeling, and so you are able to work on feeling and not the symptom anymore.
Yeah. And also something that they're not able to define, right? So the symptom is very, has a definition. Okay, this is what is happening. But then the inner feelings is something that we don't see. So it's also a way for them to show it. Okay. Okay.
Absolutely.
Following with the same question, actually, we had that can art therapy be used with all kinds of disorders? So, I think the answer you already gave, that it has such a wide range of application. So, instead, I want to ask you, Asta, are there any disorders where it can't be used, or what may be the limitations here?
Hmm. So the limitations, of course, is about the kind of that art therapy is used in, right? So you might need um, a lot of material to work with. That is the limitation of art therapy. But if I talk about a limitation in a particular disorder, then in my experience till now, I have not found any limitation that art therapy cannot be used with this disorder, or it can be
Okay.
that disorder, right? It can be disorder. Lekin art therapy has its own limitation in terms of how well versed the therapist is with the form of therapy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I've always said it in my classes as well. You can be a kick-ass art therapist only if you practice art making yourself. Only if you start using art as a tool of expression is when you start understanding what your clients also are trying to show you, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
limitation that we actually come across when we are looking at limitations of art therapy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So not really disorder specific, but more like the facilitation or how it's being applied. That's where it can have limitations. Okay. So I think the next question is amazingly. I mean, since you mentioned about material, so the next question was that is art therapy very costly, and is there like some kind of set or some kind of specific materials that we need? So because it's different from other forms of talk therapy, etc. So tell us, is it costly?
I think it's not costly. It
Hmm.
is an, of course, because you need to have a way of art medium for you to be able to give it to your clients. You need to have a studio space that provides you a chance to practice any
Mm-hmm.
form, be it like a move. So you need is in your studio to practice movement therapy, right? Or you need some very certain kind of table and chair or a floor or wherever you want to sit with your client to do visual art therapy, right? So it is an investment of a studio space, I will say that. About the cost, I think if I talk about the return on investment, that's quite high, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
in India especially because the cost of art therapy is very less right now, right?
Okay.
Uh, when you offer that, you do offer at a price where you can get whatever you have invested in a very
Mm-hmm.
nice way within maybe 6 to 7 months or something.
Wow. Okay. So even the cost that is involved gets replenished so fast.
That's absolutely there. I mean, I've seen it so much in practice. Let's say if I've got a certain media 2 years ago, I still use it with my clients. No, I will not use one new box of soft pastels with every client that comes in. You know, uh, I can use one same box of soft pastels till they really finish, right?
Yeah, and it takes a long time.
Ah, absolutely. I mean, think about your school time, Uh, if it was not mandatory for you to get new art supplies every session, then you could use that box of paint or that box of oil pastel for at least 2 to 3 years very easily, right? So it's a very good investment that you do for your own investment, really.
Mm-hmm.
So, I
Okay,
mean,
okay.
expensive in the beginning, But
Yeah.
rest assured, it has a very good return on investment.
Yeah, so even if, so for all the counselors out there, if you are spending on like learning art therapy or even the materials, you're going to get it back so fast. Okay, so I also want to add here is that when I learned EAT with you, I also loved it because, you know, what we learned was that we could use so many everyday things also to, you know, have a facilitation of therapeutic art, even if not like disorder issue specific. So it's not like you have to buy a lot of stuff. I mean, even coloring just with crayons is like 10 bucks, you know, 10-20 rupees crayon. You just color it, cut it, and with that you can, you know, have so much expression, right?
Absolutely. And I think it's I really would like to share that when COVID set in, we're not
Hmm.
really to go from to online, right? Especially with art therapy. I mean, I was seeing clients who used to come to my studio and then they had to be at home. Now we don't have anything all of a sudden. We don't have colors. We don't have stationery. How do we make sense of our art therapy sessions? So we had to make do, right? And like I said, art is not limited to just colors, paints, etc. So what were we doing then? We were using, let's say, old lipsticks, eyeshadow palettes. We were using spices from the kitchen. I remember once I did a live on Instagram where we were doing food mandalas. So we had this Instagram live where I requested everybody who were joining in to get the ingredients of their favorite dish. Okay, and we did a mandala with that, and it was so interesting to see that, uh, like if rajma chawal is your favorite dish, how you place rajma one by one, like in a particular design. And I remember this one child participating with her mother in that live, and she created such a beautiful teddy bear with rajma chawal ingredients. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's art for you. That's an expression for you.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
chose to express what is comfortable for her.
For her. And the last live also you mentioned that how it's using the entire brain, you know, and mind. So there are so many things from the subconscious that get reflected and the right brain getting so fully activated, no? Yeah, very powerful. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. So, there's another question here. I was not very clear on it, but I'm still going to ask. So, the question is, what difference can I bring in my clients with art therapy? So, I'm not sure it's like specific to anything. Maybe general in terms of practice or in terms of change that people expect, I think. So, what do you feel could be an answer to this?
Yeah. I feel any other therapy model that you use with your clients, art therapy is similar. It's
Hmm.
not it's not out of the box rocket science that we are trying to use here. It's something which, like some astronomical physical thing that we are trying to use here. It's as simple as expression. So why I also understand why these questions come in, and I do want to address that because we lose touch from art as we grow.
Yes.
Last time you might have drawn. Okay. I think for people who are doing live right now, maybe you could comment, uh, when do you remember the last time drawing? And I've
Hmm.
asked this so many workshops, and the answer that I get is maybe in school. I don't remember, you know.
Mm, mm, mm.
Touch ourselves with art as a tool of expression, right? So that's why it feels like, oh, but will that be helpful? Oh, but what can I do with it, right? What you really do with it is what you you felt when you were a child yourself. You felt that joy when you had to go for that art class,
Mm,
or
mm.
some people might have traumatic experiences of school art, right? But
Yeah.
try to think of the joy that you used to have when you get new colors in school and new artwork book, and you are able to, make anything that you wish to, or you are able to explore what you want to build today. And that's why I keep saying that very important for you to go back to that time, because that was the time when you felt pure joy, when
Pure
you
joy.
that I can be alive. I do not have to be mechanical. I do not
Hmm.
have this constant rat race of wake up, do a computer based job, eat my meals, and sleep, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And I think like you said that in school also art is, or at least was, not given much of importance. It's like, okay, academics, art is just on the side. वो side वाली चीज है, extra curricular है. It's like extra, something extra. Or even if people do take up art, it was a lot about perfection, like straight lines, perfect coloring, perfect shading. So this is so, uh, such a difficult disconnection that people have to overcome, and art therapy can really make them find that authentic, happy version of themselves, and we also talk so much about all of our these disorders, or any sort of dysfunctionality coming from, like, two spaces. One is that we are either in the past, we are always like, being about what happened to me, or we are worried about the future, right? What's going to work out. And the second thing is we don't feel worthy because everything else is like testing us. Oh, can you do maths? Can you do this? Can you write this? But I think art is so non-testing in its nature. It's like whatever you make is beautiful. There are so many forms. And secondly, you are in the present, no? So it's tackling both of them in one shot.
Absolutely. I mean, you remember what the first thing that we did when you attended one of my workshops?
Yeah, yeah.
What was the first thing? It was scribble. Let's scribble.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that. Let's make mess. Let's allow ourselves to make that mess that we used to enjoy as a child. You know,
Yeah.
takes us back to a language that we were born. We were we were actually born to understand. The logical brain came in very, very late in our life. Yeah? So what was that pure joy of, uh, seeing, like, you could really see a child when they pee themselves and they want to play their pee. They this chop chop in their pee.
Yeah, yeah.
You could see that as well. Pure joy. Yeah.
It's pure joy. Yeah, yeah.
Get to
Yeah.
experience that.
Yes, yes, I love that. And to answer, I think this question again, what difference can I bring? I think that, you can tackle two biggest dysfunctionalities, which is this past future wala drama. And the second one is this thing of not being worthy enough. I think we just come back to being our purest, joyous self with no worry about anything and being in the present, and just being who you are. I think art is able to tackle that so well. So that's, I think, the USP. That's, if we say, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. So I think we have a comment from Gentle Rebel 94. It says, as we grow up, we lose touch with art. This made me realize so many stuffs. Thank you. Yes, yes, we do. No?
I
Yeah.
mean, as we grow up, we also lose touch with expression, and art teaches you that. Art teaches you how to express yourselves fully and authentically.
Yes.
No, no judgment, no sabotage. Be who you are. Make a
Be who.
mess, and then figure out the mess.
Yes, I love that, make a mess. So, in the beginning, you mentioned about, clinical art and diplomas and certifications. So, Asa, tell us about all of that. Do you provide that for people?
Yeah, yes, I do. So I do this certificate course in expressive arts therapy for people le- uh, who are pursuing psychology, uh, and it's a short term course, so it's also divided in three levels. which is very convenient if you are a professional or if you're a student. You don't need to take leaves from your organization to pursue this diploma, pursue this certification course. And it is in collaboration with UNESCO CID, where you do get a registration number UNESCO CID as a therapist as well. And you get a certification from me and my organization about that you have learned expressive arts therapy from my organization.
Yeah. Yes. So amazing. And you also provide short-term courses, workshops to get help people get acquainted with art therapy, in non-clinical way also, which we just understood has such a wide scope. So we have something coming up, no? But we have an announcement to make. So would you make that announcement, Astha?
You go ahead. It's not.
Okay, okay. Okay. Okay, so guys, we were announcing this course. This 3 day actually, it's like a training, a workshop on using art therapy, especially like expressive art therapy in a counseling setting, and this would have helped you also use art in a therapeutic way, apply it to your counseling, and we will mostly want to focus on the non-clinical aspect for now and see how you can combine it with the clinical work that you're doing, but we have to postpone it because of certain issues and difficulties. We are postponing it for now, and we're really sad about postponing it, but it's getting postponed. It's not happening in December, but Astha will announce new dates for it soon, and hopefully then you guys can join. In the meantime, I encourage every one of you to connect with Astha directly. I think you can just go to her Instagram page and follow her and message her, because she not only provides these kind of workshops or trainings, but she's also providing this certification course, right? And I know from first hand experience that it's so good, and it helps you get such a detailed understanding about expressive art therapy. So I think that would really be good, that they connect with you directly to also know other options of things that you offer, no?
Yeah. Thank you for saying that. Thank you. That's very kind of. And
Yeah.
I just want to mention that no matter what modality you are practicing right now, or if you're a school counselor, or if you are a psychologist, or if you're a clinical psychologist, or let's say a inner child healing coach, or anything at all, any modality that you're practicing right now, you could absolutely blend art therapy with it in your
Yeah.
own way. So you
Yeah.
can also take away your own structure of art therapy that you want to build for your practice by this course. So you don't have to go out of your way. Okay, now I will have to inculcate this also in my practice. It's like it will automatically beautifully blend in as you go forward. So, if you are from any background and you're looking to do art therapy, I think that will be your best decision, because that will give you such a great avenue to practice with your clients or with your students or with your patients, anything.
Anything. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that, Astha. I am going to take 1 minute to also announce another thing. So, we've been also noticing so much burnout with therapists, with coaches, with counselors. So, me and my team here at Iscah, we are going to be announcing a, free support group for practitioners to just come, sit together, do some art, let go of everything, help release, therapeutic way. And I invite everyone to also connect with us on that. So we are going to be announcing that, because I feel that we as a practitioners, we need a community, a support, like how we are connected, we are doing this live, otherwise we are isolated, it's one-on-one work. So we really need a community, so we're going to be doing that. For now it will be online because that's more accessible. Hopefully we can do it offline also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please register me for that circle first. I'm
Yes. Yes, yes. You will find Asna also facilitating there, I hope, sometimes, because she's really, really good at it. I love all the sessions that we did with you, Asta. Really, really.
Thank you so much. That's so kind. Thank you. I
Yes,
really I look forward that we can re-announce uh, this
the
Guwahati
dates.
right now
Yes,
has on for a while. We can re-announce it soon, and you guys can join in then.
yes, definitely. Okay, then. All right. So, shall we end the live here?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, okay. Bye. Bye. Thank you, everyone.